Do I really have to send my children to Islamic school even if they're rubbish? Well, that was a bit of a judgmental start, but obviously what is being proposed here is that the quality of education and the organization is not as good as the other schools, at least not as good as the private schools, maybe as the same as the free state public schools, who knows. But let's just pause and ask ourselves why that is the case. Why is it that Muslims are so happy to pay for all kinds of things and all kinds of prices when it comes to personal benefit, but when it comes to children's education, they want everything for free. They want the most cheapest tuition fees. They are willing to pay peanuts and they don't expect monkeys for the teachers that will teach their children, who obviously at that wage are not going to be the professionally qualified experts in educational theory and practice and methodology, i.e. a teacher, and instead is a graduate of Islamic sciences that hasn't got a dally about how to interact with children and how to break issues down and how to give tarbiyah. Maybe they don't even like kids. So, I mean, we are, to be honest, and have suffered the last 20 years. There was lots of money that have been put forward to push the idea of Islamic schools and big centers and so on. The communities behind the idea in theory, but when it comes to the sharp end, when it comes to the professionalism and the organizational requirements that are needed for a successful educational institute, that's not been there. And we can't complain about that. We have to get up and change that. So the real question comes back again. What are the educational options for our children in a very difficult environment? We know that the public schooling system in countries in the West are a real problem, and actually not just in the West, even in Muslim countries where we pay good significant sums of money to go to private, better off schools or private schools or grammar schools, they also have their own problems, even if they are in some way Islamic. There's the challenge of a secular ethos versus a religious one. Everyone knows in the UK about the Trojan horse mess that occurred, and the kind of ways that regulatory bodies like Ofsted and others are trying to come down upon schools and regulate what they're saying and teaching, and then the Prevent program and all of the political issues that are behind moves to try and dumb down and secularize a lot of the syllabi that are involved when it comes to children. This is a huge area. Then of course we want our children to have an Islamic tarbiyah and hifz and this and that. Now that the most important person in your schooling of your children is not the school or the teachers, it's you. Wherever you send them, if you are able to filter and you are able to culture and you are able to ensure that they're taking the best of their school day and correcting their wrongs, then your child will be safe. You can send your child to the very best of madrasa and Islamic schools, but if you're not involved in the care of your children and in the education, it will be a flop at the end of the day.